Okay, this isn't really hard to understand, so this video is most likely going to be quite short, but the problem is I know that the people who need it clicked off 1 second ago because the video didn't start like this. Right, so the reason your life sucked to begin with is very simple.
It is what it is.
Like a Fortnite chest, it's up to RNG. You can't really choose where you start, but then if you never started, you wouldn't be able to go anywhere in the first place. So starting isn't the problem. You could cry about that or you could not. It's really up to you on how long it's going to take for you to realize that tears don't really change anything aside attracting more estrogenic fluids. Now, the reason your life still sucks is simple. You don't use the most powerful tool in your arsenal. In fact, I think it's the only tool in your arsenal. It's the only thing you have total control over, and you've been using it to your own disadvantage your entire life. It's your reaction. It's quite simple, actually. You've been reacting based off of how you feel. But that doesn't really help the situation. What you need to do is to react based off how you want to feel, now that that thing has already happened. You need to react having the desired outcome in mind. And I mean that immediately, not after crying. You can't allow the nature of the event to dictate the nature of the reaction, because then a sad event would make you perform sad actions. And it's just a loop of sadness, and next thing you know, you've killed yourself. Perception. Depending on your perception and reaction, every win could be a loss and vice versa. You can make a decision which in reality is good for you. For example, it's leg day and you decide to wake up that morning. Decide when you went to the gym, you realize that the gym is closed because there was some pipe burst or something that actually happened to me. I don't even understand. Okay, I think that's a reasonable time for that to happen. Unfortunately, now you have to go home, but imagine when you do go home, you decide to be extra productive because you know you weren't going to do the usual thing that morning. You're just going to get in some extra work in a different field. For example, I don't know, maybe that's talking to your dad or reading, writing. I don't know why I said talking to your dad. But basically, instead of the 2 seconds you would have spent looking at the leg curl machine before resetting back to defaults and bed, you turned that morning from what would have been a loss into an opportunity. And that's the main point of this video. And that goes for every single thing that could ever happen to you in life. Like 99% of the time. And I know that that could be genuinely hard to believe because sometimes some events feel like completely unnecessary shows that just ruined the day. But you clicked on this video because you got tired of crying about it and now you want to make a difference. Life is kind of like this line. This could happen, but your reaction is the only thing that could harness the momentum from that sad moment and convert it into more progress. Your reaction gives you the ability to dictate the outcome of any situation. Stop dodging failure. I say dodge as if it's even possible. It really isn't. At some point you're going to mess up. The problem you make after the mess up is that you try to move on so quickly so you don't feel the pain, but that only increases the chances of it happening again. You see, every time you make a mistake, your next mistake is most likely going to be not dwelling on that mistake. If you don't understand how you failed, you're not the one choosing if you're going to fail again this time. It's ironic because you think you're moving on, but the truth is it's the person that learns that moves on. But you're just there because you haven't gained anything from that loss. You're still on that level.
Tensions. I turn a loss to a lesson. I turn a...
You know when rappers say turn a loss to a lesson, it doesn't only sound cool, it actually makes sense. Anyways, if you're able to clock this, then you could technically never lose again. Because now you choose which losses are losses. And I would never choose to lose, I would just choose to learn instead. Think about it, what was the last bad thing that happened to you? Okay, now what was your reaction to it? Even if you had zero reaction, sadly that's still a reaction. What you did though wasn't stoicism, you're just leaving it to chance, hoping it doesn't happen again, but the problem is that's exactly how life started sucking in the first place. Don't beat yourself up for making the wrong decision, especially when you couldn't have known. For example, I recently learned that not only are Jamaican barbers the best barbers, I also realized that they're the only barbers that actually exist. Everyone else is a fraud. Turkish barbers are a fraud. Stop torturing yourself with the I should have known better then, because logically speaking, you weren't supposed to know better then. It hadn't happened yet. This is how you learned this thing. But instead, you should actually be grateful that happened because you know better now. And you will never do that again. You will never go into that shop again. You'll never talk to that person again. You'll never try that hard again. It seems basic, but people are just forgetting that mistakes will be made. It doesn't even have to be you that makes it, but mistakes will be made. And one mistake made today is one less mistake from tomorrow. You just have to make sure that you learn from every single one of them. that same event that happened to you, think about it. Think about what you should have done, right? Now think about how you can do that thing. Notice how you can probably still do it. Then just stop leaving everything to chance, because not even God is going to help you if you don't do anything for yourself. The very worst could happen to you at any time, and it's tiring to think about. But I rest on the fact that it's always going to be the best reaction that I could have to it. I'd rather think about that instead. Get busy, bro.